Today in the Chokeslam Wrestling Report, we are going to be talking about Jacob Fatu's debut on WWE Smackdown as he joined Solo Sikoa and the Guerrillas of Destiny as the new Bloodline, I guess 2.0. Also, we're going to be talking about AEW's lowest rating this week in the company history. What happened? We're going to be talking about that. Plus, the rumor going around that Shane McMahon has contacted AEW wrestlers to work for AEW. We're going to be talking about that and much more on the Chokeslam Wrestling Report.
Is the moment we've all been waiting for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Welcome to another episode of the Chokeslam Wrestling Report. I am your host, the infamous Ultimate One from the Boogie Down Bronx, and this is our 200th episode of the Chokeslam Wrestling Report. And it's been amazing, guys. It's been a great run, what we had done here and whatnot. But let's jump on the stories here we got. First of all, let's talk about Jacob Fatu's debut in WWE, this Smackdown that just happened this week, and it was amazing. And to see him just show up out of nowhere and whatnot, it kind of surprised me that he showed up this week because he has been signed for the last 2 months. And in my thinking of the whole situation was that he probably was going to be the one joining Roman Reigns and the Usos when they decide to go to war with this Bloodline version of 2.0, I guess you want to call it, with Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, and Tangaloa. And with Hikuleo probably in the shadows coming in, because first of all, as you guys well know, the reports around was that Hikuleo was going to be, on his way to WWE. I mean, that was the rumor going around. And then another rumor there was going to be that he was going to be the fourth member of the new Bloodline. But with Fatu showing up first, that leads me to believe that maybe Solo Sikoa may have that group right there, and Roman Reigns may use Hikuleo to his advantage. But is Roman Reigns coming back and putting back his Bloodline? Because right now, we saw that Solo Sikoa told Paul Heyman before Jacob Fatu showed up in his match against Cody Rhodes that Roman Reigns is not coming back. And so, I mean, it's a lot of moving pieces we see here. I still think Roman Reigns is going to get, not Roman Reigns, Paul Heyman is going to get kicked out as the wise man because he's going against authority, against Solo Sikoa. He said that he's breaking commandments as far as to be tribal chief, because Solo Sikoa called himself the tribal chief now. Now, last night, or Smackdown, we saw that the Bloodline was about to jump CM Punk, and Cody Rhodes came to his aid. I thought Cody Rhodes and Solo Sikoa were going to go one-on-one for Money in the Bank. But then again, at Clash of the Castle, we saw that the Bloodline jumped Cody Rhodes, and Kevin Owens and Randy Orton came to his aid. But if you didn't see Randy Orton looking at Cody Rhodes' title, that pretty much tells you that he may turn on Cody for that belt. So now, but let's say if there is supposed to be an 8-man tag team at the Money in the Bank, who's going to be the fourth member? There was rumors going around that Roman Reigns may come back at Money in the Bank. That's here or there. Again, rumors. Those are the rumors. People was talking about he may come back. With the person who said it, they're not really credible. So, is Roman Reigns coming back on Money in the Bank, or is he coming back at SummerSlam, the biggest show of the summer? I see him coming back to SummerSlam and maybe come in the aid of Cody Rhodes and the rest of the gang. You know what I'm saying? Anything is possible. Anything is possible. But Jacob Fatu coming to WWE is a great move by WWE, signing him. This guy moves in the ring like he's a cruiserweight. He does things that you would never think that a 300-pounder could do today. I mean, this guy does moonsault. He did a moonsault one time from the top of Vacated at an MLW show before he became world champion. He was the world champion there for almost 900-something days at 1-9. He beat, I believe, was Tom Lawler for that belt. You know what I'm saying? The guy is a savage. I have met Jacob Fatu in person. Great guy outside the ring. Good to talk to. Down-to-earth guy. And I wish him nothing but the best. The guy was a House of Glory world champion for like 6 months. Had a great battle that I think is one of the best matches he had. And that was him and Bronson Reed when Bronson Reed was known as Jonah in the independent scene. Him and Jonah tore the house down the summer of 2022. It was crazy. But now Bronson Reed now is in Raw. Jacob Fatu is in SmackDown. Will we ever see them go at it? That would be a great match if people really want to see that. But WWE got to let them do it generic. Let's put it this and come with some bullshit storyline, whatever. But right now, where does The Rock fit in all this? He is the final boss. I can see when he comes back, he's going to start something. He's going to start something saying, I was the one who created all this to happen. I was the one that gave Solo Sikoa the sign for him to take over. So anything can happen. I mean, right now, this is the only reason I watch SmackDown, because this is the best story they got. But after that, SmackDown don't really have anything. Nobody wants to see I don't want to see Jay Cargill. I don't care for Jay Cargill. I don't care for Bianca Belair either. You know what I'm saying? Because they've been shoved down my throat for so long that I'm like, I don't want to see them. Comes to that point where you don't want to see that person anymore. You know? So that is, you know, something to watch. Something to look forward to. Coming up the next couple of weeks and whatnot. So you never know what you're going to get out of that. So we'll see what happens with that. So let's move on with AEW Dynamite ratings. It is incredible. Or for what I read, that I read it 4 times this week. And that was the AEW ratings went down to 502,000. You got me correct. You heard me correctly. There was 502,000 people view Dynamite this Wednesday. And now, what are we going to blame it on? There was no finals. The finals are over. There was no baseball. There was no hockey. There was no Stanley Cup playoffs. I mean, they're still going on, but they're not on TNT. So, my question is, why they only got 502,000? This is pretty much collision numbers. You know, mind you that you probably got a couple of guys hurt. You got FTR is going to be out for a while, whatever. Still, it wasn't that they got people hurt, whatever. It's Tony Khan and the way he's booking his matches. If you saw this week, he had a great start. MJF against Rouge. I still think that should have been the main event. Not start the show with a banger. That makes no sense, because then you got to follow that up. And then he did I think a 8-man all-star tag team. Nobody wants to see that. That's the way you're promoting the ladder match between all these members for the TNT title. This is not the way to do it. And in reality, people are blaming Jericho. People are blaming the Young Bucks. These guys had nothing to do with booking these matches. This is all Tony Khan. I mean, even though Jericho and his learning tree freaking bullcrap, that's his garbage. I don't want to see it. The Young Bucks being the elite and doing that. I mean, I like that little thing about them being AVP, but the fact you got Kazuchika Okada, the Continental Classic World Champion, or Continental Classic Champion, not defending that belt, not doing nothing, just walking around with a title. And now I'm hoping to God that they're not really going to do the bloods and guts in a cage match with the Acclaim on it. I really don't care for that. I don't. You know what I'm saying? It's just Tony Khan not booking things the way he's supposed to. And then he's all over the place. Right now, you're supposed to be concentrated on Will Ospreay and Swerve match, but then I believe MJF went and saved somebody, and Will Ospreay and him had a confrontation. Why? Why are you doing this now? Why? If you're doing this to lead up to something down the line for All In, then you have to put the belt back on. Either Swerve has to lose the belt to Will Ospreay for then MJF get his belt back. That's the only way I can see that happening. Otherwise, then you're wasting your time. And this is what you get these numbers. You get these horrible numbers, no matter what. This is horrible. You can't ask for anything better than that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, actually, you do need to get something better than that, because this is, I mean, you brought in Mercedes Moné. She's not a needle mover. She's not doing nothing for that women's division. Nothing at all. Okay? Will Ospreay is the only one right now that I can say that he is the one that, you know, he's the one making the matches exciting. And I'm looking forward to what's going to happen with him and Don Callis. That's it. Well, the rest of the show, you know what I'm saying? Now you got Brian Cage. Now he's being relevant. Now? You're a little too late. And where's Miro? You know what I'm saying? Where is Miro? And now Buddy Matthews, I think he's going to take a break. Now you're going to make the House of Black, you know, fan favorites now? Because then they're going to be feuding with Christian Cage? Why? That's my question. Why? Because they had same thing with Adam Copeland. Because that's where they're going with this, you know? Also, the rumor going around this week was that Shane McMahon may be working with AEW. This is all from a conversation or a podcast that Jim Ross and Conrad Thompson had. Where Jim Ross said Shane McMahon coming to AEW will be great. And Conrad Thompson followed that up with saying, well, I got a friend who said Shane McMahon has reached out to AEW roster. And this is how rumor starts. The next thing you know, I saw, you know, thumbnails where Shane McMahon is all elite and this and that, you know, and then again, you're not getting the resources, if this is true or not. This came from a conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do my research. I don't go and push shit on Facebook. I don't and say, oh, look, this is happening and this is happening. Like some people I know, they no longer deal with me because, you know, sometimes I call them out on it. You know, you got to be careful what you post because then it makes you a mark. It makes you part of the tribalism. That's what happens. You know what I'm saying? So, with the fact that this is going on, as far as this nonsense going on with with AEW and the Shane McMahon situation, and I already said Shane McMahon shows up at AEW, I may not watch AEW anymore. I may not watch it because I don't want to see a McMahon. This is like WCW all over again. Shane McMahon takes over WCW. Who wants to see this shit? I don't. When that happened to me, when I saw that 22 years ago, I didn't want to watch wrestling no more. Because wrestling to me was dead. WCW died, I died with it. And it wasn't until I started watching TNA again and none of that. I don't care. Like, wrestling right now, the way it is with, you know, the fact that WWE does what they do, I mean, you can't deny it. They've done all this stuff throughout the years where they, you know, taking over everything, you know. I mean, there's not a lot of options. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see, you know, actors want to be wrestlers. Like Logan Paul, YouTube influencer, now a guy walking around with the United States title and then having showdowns with freaking Donald Trump. Really? This is what we gone to? And you think this shit is cool? Come on. This is nonsense. But, you know, again, this is it for me today as far as the 200 episode. Again, 200 episodes. That's a lot of episodes I done to the YouTube channel. Again, guys, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit that notification bell, guys. Give us a thumbs up. Let me know what you think about the Jacob Fatu debut on WWE Smackdown. What is going to happen? Are we going to see Roman Reigns back sooner than we think? Also, what do you think about the AEW dropping the ratings? Are they going to get worse? Because they haven't seen. This time last year, they were getting 800-something thousand views. They had lost 300,000 cents. So, what's going on? We don't know. I don't want to hear what's the NBA draft. I don't want to hear excuses because this is excuses. You know what I'm saying? It's excuses. It all comes down to, you know, the man himself, Tony Khan. You know what I'm saying? You can't blame nobody else. And also thinking, do you think Shane McMahon is going to be in AEW? This is just stupid rumors that they're going around saying. So let me know. Also, guys, follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and whatnot. And you can find me on those platforms. Also, check out my TikTok. I got the Chokeslam Wrestling. That's the TikTok handle. You can see all my little clips that I have there. Check it out. Thank you for everything, guys, and their support for the 200 episode. And definitely, I will see you guys next week, hopefully with more Chokeslam Wrestling Report. Until then, guys, I'll see you next week.